Hey, how you doing out there? This is Uncle Steve's Lounge. I'm Uncle Steve, and we are ready to talk Falcons, talk sports, talk what in the world is going on with Kirk Cousins. Well, as of today, he is still an Atlanta Falcon, and some of us want to celebrate that. Some of us are scratching what's left of our heads. I want to talk to you about it because I think it's not as bad as people are saying. And I'll explain that on the other side when we see some of this.
You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time.
Hey, how you doing out there? Welcome into Uncle Steve's Lounge. This is your Uncle Steve. I am happy to see you guys out here today. This is the Sunday Chill. I'm just excited that we're talking today because after all of the hype from the weekend about what was supposed to happen with the storms, and don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say everyone went unscathed at all, but it was really being and take precautions for things like that because people really did think it was going to be a lot worse than it was. I am thankful and grateful that we were able to dodge a bullet in our area and dodge some of the major stuff. But again, prayers out to those who have to deal with it in the Midwest. It was extremely harmful. A lot of folks hurt up there, so we do wish them well. But I am kind of surprised when we got up this morning. Everything was nice and clear for the most part. A couple of clouds have come in recently, but I mean, not a bad day at all after today. So just thankful to be able to do that. Also thankful to be talking to you today about Kirk Cousins staying around and the celebration that Kirk is sticking around for another year. Okay, well, maybe not so much a celebration, but let's talk about it. Let's talk about Kirk Cousins, the $10 million bonus kicked in. So pretty much the Falcons, as everybody kind of assumed that the Falcons were, kind of playing possum a little bit and waiting for a team, waiting to see if somebody would come talk to them before this $10 million kicker came in. And the Falcons said, nah, boo-boo. We got you. Falcons are going to keep Cousins on the roster as of right now in the 2025 season. Now, again, for people really not paying attention, and I've seen some people overreact about this, and I explained it in a way. Now, none of this makes me happy because I don't think going into the 2025 season, unless we all from the outside in are looking at this wrong and you know, everybody's kumbaya and all the stuff you've been seeing out in public is just a facade. I don't think that's the case. I think Kirk Cousins is probably not happy. I don't think he was happy from the day he was sitting up there celebrating 1 minute at draft night and then the next second undercut by Atlanta picking Michael Penix. I think Kirk Cousins is now in a position where he's probably wanting to lash out, and I kind of get it. But after a few faux pas last year, talking before you were supposed to, right after the free agency, kind of telling on himself about speaking to us prior to when he was supposed to, kind of exaggerating the injury mid-season. Kurt, are you hurt? Nah, I'm not hurt. Kurt, are you hurt? Nah, I'm not hurt. February at the Super Bowl, oh yeah, I was hurt. Things like that. And then kind of, clamming up. Now, don't get me wrong. It's also the off season. I'm not expecting Kurt to release a statement every second. But at the same time, after some of the drama that he's kind of started, I would expect him to step to the plate. Now, one of the reasons I don't think this is as big of a deal as people are making it, from a money standpoint, folks, it was no way we were going to get out of this. And we can Monday morning quarterback this all day. I promise you, if I go to every person, to a man and woman, at the end of October, we were ready to give Kirk Cousins the key to the city. 6-3, riding high, player of the week a couple of times in about a 4 or 5 week span. Things looking up. Falcons actually being talked about as a legitimate player in the playoffs. I go to those same, if I go back to the same folks, I guarantee you were like me. Y'all were drinking the Kool-Aid. And I was drinking the Kool-Aid too. Nobody could have predicted what happened. Nobody would have predicted going 2-6 down the stretch. Not with this team. There's way too much talent on this team, offensively alone. Now, defense, we can kind of nitpick some things. Yeah, the pass rush never quite got all the way there. It got a little better the first couple of games out of the break. Then it kind of fell back to what it was. But this was still too talented of a team in such a weak division. And I'll still say too competitive of an NFC for us not to have made the playoffs. So now that Kirk Cousins is here, now what? Well, what we want to happen is, not wishing harm, of course, on other quarterbacks in the NFL, but for a team to come out and say, you know what? The quarterback quality is just not that great right now. We aren't that good. We need to upgrade. Quite honestly, Kirk Cousins might be the only option we have to go out there and get it, and the Falcons are hoping somebody gets desperate. But for those, if that doesn't happen, guess what, folks? This was going to be the same situation you were in anyway if Kirk succeeded. This was going to be the same financial situation you were in, whether you like the big-time contract or not. Kirk Cousins bet on himself. Last year, we were all wanting a quarterback. Everyone was talking about quarterback. We need a quarterback. There was not a person out there saying, hey, let's not try to get decent quarterback after having some of the worst quarterback play in 20 2-23. So Kirk Cousins, similar to Sam Darnold, not spectacular quarterbacks, but they got the job done. And hence they were in the number one seed you get paid. So both of them got paid. So now the Monday morning quarterback now and try to act like, oh, the worst move in the world. That's right. No, it wasn't. We were hurting. We needed a quarterback. And so we made the move. And yes, then we went out and drafted Michael Penix, which in hindsight might have been a great deal. Because guess what? Because if there's no Michael Penix, we would be looking at who? Jalen Milroe? Maybe Jackson Dart? Overreaching for a quarterback possibly this year? So there are two sides, as it is with everything. I'm not that ticked off about it. I'm kind of glad he stayed. Because at the end, Kirk is the one that's kind of going to pay. Either be the highest paid backup in the world or try to find yourself a trade. And I don't know, he might have tried, but other teams might have been like, man, please, I ain't paying $27 million for somebody when I can get them for $2 million. And the Falcons didn't want to do that. And we'll see. I mean, we don't know the dynamics of the team. We can speculate. We can talk about inserting our minds into the guys in the locker room. We don't know what the locker room guys are thinking. The locker room guys could all be kumbaya. It could be a big joke behind the sidelines. I doubt it. But it could be. Or more importantly, guess what? They're professionals. And if Kirk Cousins is the mature professional that he is, he's understanding the situation. It didn't work out. The team said, let's move on. You will be crowned the highest paid backup right now in NFL history. Stew on it. And if you're not happy, go get a trade partner. And I'm not telling anybody not to be upset. You can be upset all you want to. It's not going to change anything. And if we cut them, we're going to be in worse shape. So before we end up, just kind of in another quarterback purgatory, let's kind of look at our situation. We got a good situation at quarterback right now. We do. I'm not saying it's going to stay that way, but we do. I also want to talk a little bit about the rumors, whispers. Are we really in the hunt for Trey Hendrickson? Are we? I mean, I don't know. I keep hearing we are. Is Trey really thinking about coming into the Atlanta Falcons? And then last but not least, my funniest thing I want to talk about today is the incomparable generational Kyle Pitts strikes on social media. We'll talk about it in a second. But first, let me introduce on the set, fresh from Hawaii. He's been picking pineapples. And yours, Big Low Country Sports in the house. What is going on, my brother?
What's going on? How you doing? How you doing today, man? First of all, are y'all okay after that? All that weather last night.
Everybody is fine, and I appreciate you asking. I appreciate all the fellas checking in yesterday, brother. I mean, it seemed like it was worse early than it was late. I kept hearing everybody talk about how it was supposed to be a little bit later in the evening, but most of our rumble, tumble, stumble was right before midnight. And after that, quite honestly, it kind of faded out. How did it go in your neck of the woods?
So What's so crazy, Unc, is that yesterday, me and old Jack Spade, all day we were like, man, should we go play golf today? And then we decided to go like right before the golf course like stopped taking tee times. And man, it was so windy out there.
Yes.
It really gave us
Yes.
an excuse to hit bad shots. But the thing is that I got home like around 8:30 or so, and made sure Coach Owner, she sent me to the store to get some water just in case the power went out and everything. And I did the husbandly grumble, like, hey, I wish you would have told me, while I was out, I got to go back out and get it. But
yeah, Lo, that only happens to you. Of course. Shout out to
but like around 10 o'clock, we got the lightning and the thunder and the wind, but it didn't get too bad. Just knocked down some limbs outside. That's about it.
So you did get a couple of limbs, a little bit of cleanup this morning?
Yeah.
A little bit. All right. Well, I'm glad to see you here, and more importantly, I'm glad that you're here with everybody here in the chat. Real quick, just wanted to shout out everybody. John Higgins in the house. What's going on, Big John? Tabro is in the house. What's going on? He said Atlanta took the power back. Kurtz, gotta hope somebody takes on his contract. He want to play this year. He's right about that. Dan the Man says, great intro. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. If I can be one step further, one step above the Big Low musical talent, that puts me in a better place. Another 330 in the house. What's going on, 330? Big 330 says, intro, what's up, Philip Crawford's in the house. What's going on, He said, with the moves have been made in free agency so far, what position do you think we go for in the draft? That's an interesting question. So answer that question for me, Lo. Where now that you've seen some of the initial moves, does that change the program? I don't think it does.
I don't think it does. I think I think the plan is kind of going accordingly, in all honesty.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. Speaking of that edge position, I'm gonna talk to you about something else pretty soon in a second. Justin Swisher is here. He said, kind of like Cousins for a backup this year. Kirk does get in the way, and we have a great backup quarterback. Millie Mills in the house. What's going on, Millie Mills? He said, I wish I could see Kurt's face knowing all the starting jobs are filled up as he gets a year older. Hashtag let him ride.
Wow, good grief, Millie Mills.
Man. Dondre in the house. What's going on? What's your take on Rich McKay? It's the same as it was last year, which is y'all need to stop thinking about Rich McKay. I don't get the Rich McKay house. Rich McKay wake up in the morning, Low. He go to Waffle House. He right outside Flowery Branch. Mm-hmm. He get him some scattered smothered cover. Get him a cup of coffee. And he come on, look on anybody's sports podcast, and they talk about that dang on Rich McKay. Man, Rich, do you think Rich has even made a football decision in the last 3 years?
I don't think so.
Yes.
I don't think so. Rich, bro, Rich is at the point where it's like it's bigger than football. It's
right,
bro. Like Rich is making like Mercedes-Benz Stadium decisions, and he's the figurehead for the Atlanta Falcons to the rest of the league while he's doing the whole competition committee thing. I don't think he has anything to do with any of the football decisions, and I think that last year kind of cemented that after the whole press conference gate thing. But I think I don't think he had made no football decisions for a very, very long time.
I don't either, brother. I really don't. Justin Swisher in the house. What's going on, brother? I'm gonna run by a couple of these. Carrie's in the house. What's up, Carrie? Carrie hangs out with the aforementioned Jack. I ain't never had a ticket better than Uncle Steve Spade. We gotta get Jack on here, man, because Jack, I miss.
Oh Lord,
that's a good brother, man. Y'all make sure y'all check out One Time for the Fan. Carrie says, "Hi, Uncle Steve. Hope you're doing well." Shaking my head. I'm so tired of the name Kirk Cousins. Can't wait for the day that we no longer have to talk about him because it's Penix season. And I'll tell you what, Carrie has had her new moniker for Mr. Penix, but I don't think I feel comfortable in my masculinity with her little phrase that she uses. The initials BPE. We love some Carrie around here, but I told Carrie, I was like, yeah. That might click with the lady fans.
Yeah.
I don't know if the brother's gonna be sick of that too.
Goodness gracious, Carrie. Boy, I don't know what we're gonna do.
Oh man. Dexter Owens in the house. What's going on, Dexter? How you doing? He said, I told my friends last year in this offseason that we were gonna make Kirk pick that. We were going to make Kirk pick that no trade clause up because he's gonna want to play. I don't feel for him at all. He didn't cost us pick. Now let me make it clear. I don't feel for Kirk Cousins in one bit. Why do you feel low? Why do you feel that there is a thought of empathy for somebody who has basically robbed Flowery Branch of $90 million in the first 2 seasons? Why do you think there are people that actually think we feel sorry for him?
Well, I mean, I think over the years it's an adjustable norm. You know, like how long ago back, for example, 30, 40 years ago, football players didn't even make $1 million, right? And now it's, but especially after watching free agency, players who don't deserve the amount of money that they're getting are getting the amount of money that they're getting. So I just feel like it's an adjusted norm. And these players have gotten so entitled, so it's to the point where it's like, hey, you could pay a guy $90 million and you still feel sorry for him. It's like it doesn't make any sense.
No, I don't care what his face looks like on the sideline. I hear people talk about, look at his face. Yeah, that's a $40 million face that's going to be this year. I'm not feeling any sympathy for him whatsoever. What's up, CJ? What's going on, brother? Good to see you coming in the house. I'm going to run through these real quick. Got to say hey to my brother David Starks, big-time supporter from the beginning. What's up, Steve? We're dependent on Cleveland's desperation. If we can work out a trade and get some cap relief, that's ideal. I hear you, brother. I hear you. 330 said, if we would have saved $10 million, who could we have gotten for that same money and be comfortable in a backup? Wait a minute. I think I know.
Uh-oh.
Can fly. Yeah.
No.
I believe can touch the sky. For a mere think about it almost every day. 50 grand. Can do anything. And some old reusable tires. A crumbled up bag of Cheetos. And a half pack of Annihilators. You can have Des Ritter as your backup quarterback. We can't get a deal. Hey, man. It can happen. It can happen.
I ain't seen Annihilators in years. Like, what?
It can happen.
They still sell Annihilators?
They can have Annihilators.
Oh.
And what a half pack of Annihilators with one of them half a wrap, one of the individual wrap, like somebody that licked on it.
Got some lint on it like it been in somebody's pocket. Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
Speaking of sweet candy covered butter pecan flavor, North 95 North Falcon talk show in the house. I'm gonna tell you what, man. Berto's on fire, man. Y'all got to make sure y'all check Berto out on Wednesdays on Bleacher Report. He is on fire doing his thing, man. Please check him out. That boy got fire content, man. We've been trying to get him in here, man, but he too big time now.
Like, yeah, you know how it is when you big time,
And see, they pretty too. When the pretty boys they start making this stuff, I ain't trying to be. I'm sorry that I might not be the greatest looking folk in the world. Berto just come on and just have
look at here, man. When your skin tone match your ice cream flavor,
That's what I'm trying to say.
You know,
That's what I'm trying to say.
in there
You
like
got an
swimwear.
advantage.
Shouts out to Berto, man.
Shout out to Berto, man. That's our boy, man. He know we love him to death, man. He said, I'm good with Kirk as quarterback too. He's expensive, yes, but the market for backups and quarterbacks in the draft are not attractive. Kirk at least will give us a chance to win if something would ever happen to Michael Penix Jr. Do you have a problem? I really don't, Lord. I mean it not even jokingly, facetiously, or whatever. I think us as fans want to jump into the psyche of players. I think from a professional standpoint, most players will be like, whatever, as long as we winning, I don't care. Do you think there'll be some personality clash if he were hypothetically to still stay on the roster at game one? Do you think it's going to be?
I'm gonna tell you like this right here. Me and Coach Ronnie, we were talking about this a little bit earlier, and based off of Kirk Cousins' previous actions, I don't trust Kirk Cousins. I told Coach Ronnie, I said, hey, based off what Kirk Cousins, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a Tanya Hardy situation. I told Coach Ronnie, I said, hey, don't leave them in a room together by themselves because you don't know what's going to happen. No!
Why? Why? For those millennials, please go back and look at the film.
If you don't know what about Tanya Hardy,
millennials are like, what are they talking about?
No! Why?
And for those of you that say, why is he laughing at that girl getting that? Let me say, she was all right. She went out there and skated and still won a silver medal. She was fine. That was
good, y'all.
She was
good.
good.
We ain't that bad, y'all.
We ain't that bad. But you could address all comments to Big Low Country.
You laughing too, so you part of it. You laughing. You laughing too. Yeah, you laughing.
No. But no, that's a good point, Lo. That's a good point. The trust level.
Yes.
I mean, he's done some things. If you start going back to the very beginning of the draft, the beginning of free agency when he was leaky.
Yeah.
When he shouldn't have been leaky. We already know he can't keep a secret. He can't tell a lie straight with the injury stuff. So I understand what you're saying, man. I understand it.
Yeah, as far as like there being like personality issues, I really think that it's one of those situations. If since the Falcons are playing hardball, who's to say Kirk Cousins doesn't play hardball? And let's say, God forbid, something happens to Michael Penix. Kirk Cousins just says, talk to your number 3 guy. My shoulder still hurts.
Wow. You know what? I mean, it's a fair point. I don't look at it like that, but you're putting a new scenario in my mind that he could play, he could be on the bench and do like Anthony Richardson. Is like, no, I don't want to come here.
He could legitimately do that.
He literally could do that and screw up everything in the room, man. He really could. I want to shout out Justin Swisher coming in the room. My brother Chuck in the house, man. What's going on, Chuck? Thanks for coming in here. Barbara Ridley, mainstay in here. What's going on, Barbara? Just trying to shout out everybody I hadn't talked to. Georgia, Texas boy in the house. He says, what it do, Uncle Steve and Big Low family? The new era is here. Antoine, wartime, man, what's going on? Antoine, I ain't seen you in a while, brother.
Oh, man.
Good to see you coming through. And of course, one of the queens on the Falcon fan base, Lisa Shepherd, is in the house. What is going on? What's going on? Berto said, y'all ain't right. I'm in a box.
Come on, Berto. You know it's all love, Berto. You know it's all love.
Oh
Man.
man, I have my classmate Keith Smith in the house. What's going on, Keith? He said fire somebody.
What in the world? Why we gotta fire
Keith ain't
somebody?
been feeling, man. Keith ain't been feeling no moves like that. I don't blame him one bit.
Oh,
Ron
oh,
Thomas
man.
is in here. Yeah, bruh. I mean, it is what it is, man. Dre Harrison in the house. What's going on, Dre? How you doing, brother? He said that'll be too much drama for Atlanta, and we don't need that. Lisa says Kurt has been less than professional, in my opinion. Taking off his Falcon shirt publicly during the Super Bowl week was a straight diss. I agree. And listen, egos, we can remember how we were introduced to the Christian, fun-loving, I'll go culture if you need me to. Kirk Cousins early last year. Things that I try to stay away from when that's happening, because I get it. You know, you're trying to insert yourself into the community, into what you're around, because I guarantee you Minneapolis is a lot different than Atlanta.
Yeah.
So he was trying to say, and I give him kudos for that. Swag surfing, everybody, y'all would eat, y'all were drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm trying to tell you. Don't act like that's what I told him.
Yeah, I was in there with him.
I was right there. Everybody, I know we're all feeling a lot of stuff, but at the same time, we were winning. And when we were winning and we were 3 games up with 8 to play, there was nobody that thought we were going to fall as much as we did. So we all were guilty of that to a certain extent. So, but Lowe comes up with great points. Trust is a huge thing on the football field, right, brother?
It's a huge issue. And then it's like, I mean, you also make another great point. You talk about the whole swag surfing movement and everything like that. But one thing about Atlanta, and Matt Ryan kind of alluded to it before the season started, whenever he came and talked to the team, he said that you have to prove to this city that you're about winning. You have to prove it to them. If you're not, if it's a situation where, you're not getting it done, you're going to hear it from us. And Atlanta is kind of, I mean, based off of the culture, and man, we know how the culture is in Atlanta. It's kind of like a spades table. If you're winning, you swag surfing and everything, that's cool. But what happens? What do you do when you're losing?
Get up.
That's the question. I mean, I'm just saying, like what in Kirk Cousins' case, in this particular situation, whenever he was losing to the point where he lost his job, he took it poorly, and us as a culture, that's not something that we really approve of that well. Like you got to keep the same energy.
Do you feel my son and I dissected these games, Lo, and I think I went over with you last week. I think I did. If you take out the 2 Tampa Bay games, Kirk Cousins really didn't have the greatest year. Think about what he did with Tampa. In Tampa, and I remember us putting it together, he had over almost 900 yards passing, 8 touchdowns, 0 interceptions in those 2 games. And for that, I'll give him a little applause. But as far as the other games he played, and I know I'm throwing Dallas in there only because he didn't make a mistake. He threw 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions, but it was really the defense that showed up.
It was also Dallas, though.
Dallas was miserable.
Yes.
And I want to ask the chat. Tell me a game aside of the 2 Tampa games that Kirk Cousins really, and I'm putting you on the spot first, Lo. Name me a game other than the 2 Tampa games when you say it was shoot. Kirk won that for us.
I mean, even the Philly game was like Kirk had that drive,
like that drive.
And then I mean, Saquon just dropped the pass, and
nobody remembers that now. Because if you remember after that game, trust me, I was there. They were trying. The folks leaving the stadium was like, "Get rid of Sirianni." They were like,
I remember you telling me that.
What? Oh, bro, everybody. And again, people remember they were coming off ending 2023 in a horrible way. But everybody tell me in the chat the best game Kirk had aside of Tampa. You say you vote on the Philly game?
No, I say
Okay.
you can't even consider the Philly game.
Yeah, because it was one drive.
Because it was one drive, and I also want to mention as well. Think about this as well. Is that partially because of your coaching? Because I really have a feeling that Raheem Morris wanted to show Tampa.
There will be no Raheem slander.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. Is it just me, or those were the two complete games we really played against Tampa? Am I right or wrong? That's all I'm saying. Am I right or wrong?
There will be no slander.
All right. Okay. My bad.
I'm just joking. Obviously, I'm joking. Raheem deserves a lot of slander.
But I'm just saying, though, the Tampa Bay games were Kirk's best games, and we could possibly say the teams, two of the team's best games this season.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it almost makes you think, hey, if we would have prepared the rest of the games like we did those Tampa Bay games, we would have been unstoppable.
Oh, we been playing Philadelphia in the championship. I still think the NFC is closer than people think. Let me go through the comments here. Philip said, "There's not one, fellas." Dre says, "Kirk Cousins is a renege on the Falcons." I don't care how you spell it. We can do it. Barbara says Philly game in the last minute and a half. Now, Barbara, again, and you're right. In the moment, that was a huge moment. And trust me, when you're a fan of the team, I was caught up in that too. You couldn't tell me after that drive. I was like, okay, Kurt's played 7 horrible quarters, but now that he's won this game, he's the greatest. I got caught up, but I'm talking about a full game. Barbara said I was at the Philly game and that was a great drive, and it was. And it was.
It really
and it
was.
was. And Dallas, she's right. Dallas, he did do good. He wasn't great. David says maybe Carolina and Charlotte. I went to that game too. If y'all remember, that was kind of the Tyler Algier show. That game. I think Kurt was serviceable. I want y'all to not. Okay, this is your opinion, so I'm not telling anybody what their opinions not be. But I don't mean mediocre, half step above Ritter type game. I'm talking about actual really good game.
Through you to a win.
Through you to a win. Tracy Skelton is in the house. How you doing, Tracy? Tracy says, I'm with Big Low. Don't trust Kirk Cousins. If he was asked to step in for whatever reason, his response is being petty. Can't because I'm hurt. Then what? You're right. I mean, legitimate. Nobody's trying. Hey, I hear you. Low is a lawyer, man. Low got people on this squad. Paying people to come in here and agree with him. Y'all make sure as y'all coming in, I appreciate all the comments. Y'all make sure y'all like the video for me. If you haven't subscribed to me. I know y'all have already done, but if it's 1% of y'all that haven't subscribed to Big Low Country Sports, y'all make sure y'all do it for us. Dre Harrison says the Kansas City game. He's all right. He's all right. Hold on.
I'm pulling up the stats. Hold on.
Yeah, okay, you pull it up. Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Thank you, brother. Philip says Penix versus Washington was better than all Kirk games, excluding the Tampa game. I agree with that. I agree with that. Michael Penix played the third best Falcon game this year. Yes. Even when he played that game against Washington, and I might even have to trump that one, Philip, because I actually think he played a really good game against Carolina. in that game. And if not for our defense absolutely positively lying down with Bigelow's favorite assistant coach, Jimmy Lake. I should say Coach Roney. I should say Coach Roney. Coach Roney had to sign up.
Yeah, that's
Coach Roney had to sign up in the stadium talking about Coach Lake for mayor or something like that. I think I remember seeing her say that.
She gonna get you up. She gonna
get you. Karen said, "Bigelow, did you bring the croissants?"
The croissants to the show. I didn't. I thought you were gonna bring Karen the croissant.
Man, don't be getting him speaking. No. Don't get him speaking Spanish. I know it's French.
That's French. That's French.
Hey man, I didn't pass. I didn't pass French or Spanish. No. Justin has a vote for Carolina. Okay. Lisa said it's crazy that we swept Tampa and still lost the division. Y'all don't think Tampa Bay thinks about that? Think about that for a minute. Tampa Bay is probably saying to themselves, now hold on a second. We done beat all this team. We done won the division by 2 games, and we can't beat these Atlanta Falcons. That's got to be in Todd Bowles' head. Like we haven't lost to Tampa Bay since 20. We won the last 3 out of 4 against Tampa Bay, and they won the division both years. That's crazy.
I got those Kirk Cousins stats.
Oh, talk to me. Talk to me. What we got?
So Kirk Cousins went 20 of 29 for 230 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Oh, and 1 rush for -1 yard.
I don't think that. I mean, okay. I mean, like I said, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so they think that's good. So okay, all right. Georgia, Texas boy said only way Kurt leave early is retirement.
Now, and I was thinking about that because you remember who else did that?
Andrew Luck,
your boy Brett Favre. You remember they was like, hey, you can't go to a divisional rival.
That's right.
So Brett Favre retired.
That's right.
And came back to the Minnesota Vikings.
That's
so I
right.
mean, that could also, I mean, and this is Bigelow conspiracy, going on. So I mean, I don't know if that's the case.
That's it. So you trying to say that Kirk Cousins is about to retire? Breaking news from Bigelow. Kirk Cousins. No, you didn't say that. Oh, my bad. I was trying to see. I thought you were breaking the news.
Wow.
Wow. I didn't know, man. I thought you knew something I didn't know, bro. Lisa said we'll lose that Philly game. We lose that Philly game and Saquon catches that ball for a touchdown. Oh, well, remember, he didn't even have to catch it for a touchdown. Yeah, all they had to do was get, it was like 1 yard? Was it 3rd and 1?
Yeah, it was like 3rd and 1. I'm like, why y'all tush push? That's what I was sitting here thinking.
Saquon was killing us that game.
Eating us.
Matter of fact, Saquon and Jalen were killing us on the ground that game. I would have taken a chance because even if you had run the ball with Saquon, that would have ran the time down about 30, 40 more seconds. Remember, it was about a minute 20-something, a minute 30 left when he did that. And when they, the clock stopped and they said, well, dang, we can't get this yard. Let's kick the field goal. Kirk somehow musters up enough icy hot to put on his shoulder and threw the ball through some of the best passes of the year. Barbara said, I know if they keep Kurt, they better have a quarterback 3 on game day. Keep one on practice squad. They better. I think they will. What was the point? Oh, Woodside. Remember we kept Woodside on the
he's still on the team. I thought we let him go. He's still with us.
No. That year. Oh, was he still on the team? No, I'm talking about that year we had Woodside. Was that a Ritter year?
Oh, you talking about the year we had all those great quarterbacks? Yeah.
Right.
Desmond
Right.
Ritter and Taylor Heineke and Woodside. Yeah, man. It got to the point we just didn't know who to play because all of them were so good.
Again, let's flashback. Let's flashback to the. Let's go back. I wish I had the music. Big Low and Uncle Steve sitting in the stands. Hey Steve, hey man, that Ritter fire. Are you sure about?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Hold on. Listen, everybody.
I didn't say that.
As Ritter was throwing practice balls into the net that wasn't hitting the net. Taylor Heineke was hitting the net. Logan Woodside was hitting the net. Every time Ritter hit the net, you heard bing and then darn it. Darn it. And I promise y'all, don't let Low fool y'all. Low was like, oh, that boy fire.
I didn't say you were fire. I didn't say you were fire.
Okay, he said some facsimile. Ritter gonna be all right.
I like look.
Ritter gonna be all right.
I said, look, if we get 75 sacks this season, you know, we might have a chance. You know.
It was at that time I knew I had a friend because I knew he was a Falcon fan because I said to myself, boy, if he is so entrenched that he think that's a quarterback, he must be a Falcon fan.
Man,
I ain't never gonna let that go.
I was looking for any sort of positivity I could hold on to, man.
And I don't blame you because we were coming off Mariota, who was winning player of the week for going 11 for 14 for 100 yards. Remember that?
Oh my goodness, please don't. Oh my goodness. 11 for 14, man. 35 yards.
Lisa said the stats you read, she said that was some Ritter stats.
That was Ritter on his best day, though. That would have been Ritter's career day.
Oh man.
That would have been his career day. They would have went to Texas Roadhouse after the game. Texas Ritter would have went 20 for 29 for 230 yards, one touchdown and one interception. That would have been the Texas Roadhouse day, right?
That would have been the Texas Roadhouse day. Barbara says they are saying Aaron Rodgers might retire, so that's another team that needs a quarterback, hopefully. So come get Kirk. LAJ said if Felipe Frank, hey, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you just like I told Lowe about Raheem. There will be no Felipe Frank slander on this show.
I love Felipe.
Felipe was so sweet to my daughter, man. When I went down there, to the sideline. He's real nice to Leo, man. So I got it. I gotta give him a look.
That's cool. That's how about Logan Woodside. I met him at training camp. Man, he was so nice, man.
Yeah,
bro. I was sitting here thinking, yo, the ones that know they need to be nice are being nice because they don't know. They might be watching the game next to me in the stands. Later on the season.
Antoine said, I remember. Yeah, he remember Lowe with them horrible takes.
Come on, Antoine. Come on, man. Uncle Steve called him Desmond Winter. Y'all remember that?
Hey, look, let me tell you something. Anybody who's been watching me for the last 2 years, I already know. I want to talk to the next thing, Falcons. I want to talk rumors. And I know it's hard to talk rumors because you really don't have a fix on what's going on. Mm-hmm. But I can't help but to hear a little bit of whisper and not so much of a pushback about Trey Hendrickson and the possibility of coming to Atlanta Falcons. Now, before anybody says, look at the salary cap, they can't do anything, folks. Let me tell you what can happen. They can do so many things with these guys and these guys. They can make it work if they can always make it work. But the rumor is that Cincinnati is asking for too much. At first, they were saying they were asking for a number 1 pick, which I think there are probably only about 5 players in the league that I wouldn't give a number 1 pick. That I would give a number 1 pick in a trade for. Coming right off of the top of the head, Myles Garrett,
Okay.
Justin Jefferson.
You give number 1 pick for Justin Jefferson?
Justin Jefferson's the number 1 player in the league, man. He might be the number 1 player in the league. He just might be. He is a super duper. He is a super duper talent. He's the number 1 talent at wide receiver. And I think wide receiver next to quarterback right now is starting to trend as one of those positions. I really think he's a number 1 draft pick.
Okay.
I don't think right now, I don't think there's any quarterback that I would give a number 1 pick for.
You get a number 1 for Patrick Mahomes?
No, I wouldn't. Not now. Not at 30.
Patrick
maybe not. I think he's 30. I'm almost positive.
What about Josh Allen?
Nope. Even worse.
Lamar Jackson?
Not anymore.
Dang,
not anymore. I'll tell you who's the only one that I would think about right now. Jaden Daniels. If he gives me one more year of what he does, because you got to remember, if you're going to give a number 1 pick, you got to look for some stability too.
Yeah.
Look for having them for the long run. Justin Jefferson is still pretty solid, still in his 20s. Myles Garrett is the best NFL, best defensive player right now in the NFL. I give one to him. So that's a good question, y'all. That's actually a good question.
That's a real good question.
And we're gonna put that on the thing. Just what NFL player do you guys think is worth a number 1 pick? Y'all gonna make me type that out.
I think I gotta put Patrick Mahomes up there, man.
Would you? Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking overall though, and not because of obviously he's a winner, 4 Super Bowls, 3 MVPs, all of that stuff right now. But Patrick Mahomes, and I was trying to double check my
29.
My thing. 29. So okay, he's bored. All right, maybe. Okay, maybe him. Maybe him. What player would you all give a number 1 pick for? Barbara said she just heard Colts getting Hendrickson. I heard the same thing about the Colts, but I promise you, I think that would be breaking over the top right now if that was happening.
If I would trade Hendrickson, why would I want to go to the Colts?
That's what the Colts don't even have a legit quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. Their quarterback take himself out the game. Like, why would you even? The quarterback don't even want to play. Like, why would I want to go to the Colts? I could imagine it being close to, because he's like said that he really likes the Cincinnati area, but that's out of the frying pan into the fire, Bo.
This is another tricky one. Joe Burrow would be somebody. I think about Joe. Joe.
I ain't fooling with Joe. I don't know. Something about Joe just annoys me. I don't know what it is.
I'm gonna tell you the only thing, Barbara, with Joe get a little hurt a lot.
And that's a huge factor.
Joe get a little hurt sometimes. Joe get hurt. LAJ says Parsons, Micah Parsons, also TJ Watt, Bosa, Nick Bosa. I like Nick. I'm not sure. Number 1. Anthony Moss said he give first for Fred Warner. There's a lot of stuff. Oh, we got a raid going on in the house. We got a raid from the Dixon Way coming in. We got folks coming in the raid. I wish I had I need to get some music Dixon Way. Y'all make sure y'all check out our brother Larry on the Dixon Way. He does live action sports. He does it live reaction. Falcons, Hawks, Georgia Bulldogs, pickleball, tennis,
Everything.
golf,
Speed walking,
volleyball,
badminton,
spades. I know he can't play
checkers.
spades. He checkers. He
do it everything.
He does everything, and he does it well. So y'all make
Good.
sure y'all check out my brother Larry in the house. Everybody coming in, we appreciate y'all joining us, man. I know the Hawks play the Nets tonight, right?
Yeah, they're playing.
Make sure after y'all finish with us, make sure y'all go over and watch Larry on the Dixon Way doing his thing, man. Because Larry, folks in from the Dixon Way. The question on the board is, what NFL player would you give a number one pick for? The reason we talking about that is Trey Hendrickson. Rumored is that Cincinnati is asking for a number one pick for him. I wouldn't do it. Big Low said he would do it in a heartbeat.
For Trey Hendrickson? No, right. Man, you just throw me under the bus all day today. Oh, dang, go. Man, for Trey Hendrickson.
I'm trying to get my TLC side. Dre said, what do you guys think about Max Ford? Dude from the Chargers. What do you think? Defensive tackle? What do you think about that? No.
Or just okay. I was gonna say now. Hold on now.
No.
Look, I mean, it's to the point where we need a defensive tackle. I mean, so anybody that we could get that could be productive, over 300 pounds, like we need to go ahead and get them on in here, because it's starting to become a glaring need. I understand that we're rebuilding the team and everything, but I mean, free agency is slowing down, and you got a bunch of light bodies up there. And last time we tried the whole fast and physical thing, it didn't work out too well. So
that's an overused term here in Atlanta, and I love Mike Smith. Fast and physical. Jay Breezy says Chase, shut the door as far as number one pick. In there, Barbara says Joe Burrow is injury prone with no offensive line. I agree with that. I agree. Raheem said, how old is Henderson? I think he's 30. He's either 30. Yeah, he's either 30 or 31. Good question. LAJ says, I'll do a number one swap in the next year's two for 2 or 3, maybe. LA, I don't. And here's the other difference with the Hendrickson thing. Hendrickson just saw Myles Garrett get 40, Max Crosby get 30. I don't think Hendrickson is better than both of them, but I think as a sack leader over the last 2 years, you gotta take it somewhere between 25 and 30.
Got to.
So part of the compensation for that team, for Cincinnati, should be not only taking that contract, but we're gonna pay the guy that y'all weren't gonna pay. So, in my opinion, I think that's part compensation. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, because you're taking on not only the big contract. So I think in return, I could give them a 2, maybe next year's 2. I don't know about this year's 2.
They ain't gonna take that. They want something.
Maybe they're gonna take this year's 2. Okay, well that's fine. I'll give them this year's 2. I don't know about 2 and 3.
Nah. We only got 5 picks.
That's my point. So unless we do something that Terry hasn't done in his stint, which is trade up or trade down, I don't see him doing that.
Man, Terry always talking. Terry always pump faking. Talk about, hey man, yeah, man. We was in the draft this year, and we made a lot of calls about trading down, but we didn't get a chance to do it. Hey, Terry, sorry, no good.
Man, what? Oh Lord, are y'all talking about Terry? What?
Terry,
wait.
Hold on, Terry. I'd be like, trade down, Terry, trade down. You know, video.
Hey, Terry, what's up? Low is in here dogging you out again. And I am going to bat for you. Tell Raw I said, what's up?
Is that how you get them tickets?
See y'all at the next event. All right. Okay, I'm finished. All right. So
Well, look, last
Keep
time.
Jerry's name out your mouth.
Look, at the end of the day, I done talked to Terry. I told Terry, I was like, hey, Terry, if you do something questionable, you know how we do. I got to call you out. And Terry, Terry smiled and laughed. You like, understood. So, I mean, look, Terry understand.
Let me tell you something. Terry deserves, and Raw deserves, everything they got this offseason. Kirk Cousins move, and again, we can't go back in the Wayback Machine. Kirk Cousins refused to lower Alberto's.
What Berto say?
You making me laugh off this
man. What's Berto doing right now?
No, man, Berto need to jump in here, but
you sent him a thing.
I'm about to now.
Okay.
I hope he can sneak
that's
in.
sorry, Joker boy. He just sent me a text message. He said Hawaiian shirts hit different. Like what
No, he did.
Berto, sorry.
Y'all are wrong, man. Y'all are wrong. Hey, man, let's give a shout out to our brother for my ATL sport. That's our brother T Will in the house. T Will,
man.
Let me tell you something. T Will do some good stuff. And when I go to lunch, sometimes I have to go back because I know T Will don't do a lot of morning content, and I get a chance to fall back, man. If y'all want to just hear some good, content in the morning, T Will, and he's usually on there with Carrie, and every now and then the aforementioned 500 level seat filler Jack Spade is out there doing their thing. So y'all make sure y'all check out T Will on this platform, man. Always doing his thing on there, man. Great content. Strapped up 24 in the house. What's going on, brother? He said if they're asking for a second round pick, I would definitely do it. Now, Strap, they asking for a second round, but I think they're asking for more than one, a second and a third round. And I don't know whether the third rounder is next year or not.
I can't do it. I just can't do that, man. I can't do that.
I think. I mean, I don't blame Cincinnati, but Cincinnati, you got a choice. You could either say Trey Hendrickson or you could say T. Higgins.
I mean, if it was me, I'm going to Trey Hendrickson. I mean, you already got Jamar Chase on your team.
That's my point. I do feel this is what I feel like in that situation, and follow up with over this when I'm finished. If you have that quarterback, and are we agreeing that Joe Burrow is in the quality? I think it's about 5 of them in the NFL, and Joe Burrow is definitely one of those quarterbacks in the
one of them.
Mahomes, Allen, Jackson, in that category.
Yes,
I'm not ready to put Jalen Hurts in there yet. I know he's won the Super Bowl. I know he's done some things. I'm not ready to put him up there yet. But Joe Burrow is one of those guys. If you are one of those guys, you can make receivers.
It's true.
You can make a receiver. Case in point. Josh Allen lost Stephon Diggs and what's my brother's name? Gabe Davis. This past year. He was throwing the ball to them, putting up big numbers. And when they left, a lot of folks to a man said, well, he won't do what he did last year. You know what he did? He made a man who doesn't wear shoes one of the best wide receivers for his system.
Yeah.
So good quarterbacks can make anybody a star in the league.
I mean, we've seen it for 13 years with Matt Ryan.
Pretty much.
How many people left, getting big contracts in other places that we know didn't deserve it? Austin Hooper didn't deserve that huge contract.
Not at all.
Not at all. Who else? Harry Douglas. I remember whenever he left, we were like, man, Harry, you could have just stayed here and did what you did. Like, you didn't have to go somewhere else, man. I mean, we've seen it over and over and over again.
I love me some HD, but HD hurt my heart when he went to Tennessee.
Oh.
That hurt my heart when he left, but he'll come back and tell you to a man he wanted to probably stay. What's my brother's name who went to Tampa and then messed up his knee?
Russell Gage.
Russell Gage.
Yep.
Matt Ryan got Russell Gage paid.
Yep.
Matter of fact, they paid Russell Gage nice.
They broke Russell Gage off.
They broke him off that next year.
You know what? It's very reminiscent of that. I don't know if you remember Kent Bazemore in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I always pick on it because I remember we gave him a max contract, and I never forget the press conference. He's up there crying, boo-hoo, was like, I can't believe this is happening. I was sitting here like, yeah, because you weren't supposed to get that much money. He probably asked, he probably like, hey, are you sure? Are you sure this is what it's supposed to be? It's the same thing with those other guys.
Oh man, I remember Kid Baseball. Wow, dang man, that took me back right there.
Hey.
Jay Beasley said, "Man, he make a trade. He said me, Bigelow combined with a pack of Swishers. Dang, that's a low end trades right there, bro.
I'm telling you. I said they're gonna have to give us a second or something.
At least,
you know, the scales are imbalanced.
Barbara said, "I'm still sick. Arthur Smith picked Kyle Pitts over Chase." Yeah, I think overall, and if y'all remember, I still and as bad as he, I say bad. Well, yeah, bad. As bad as Justin Fields has kind of been, I still think the choice should have been Justin Fields in that situation because I think he could have learned. If you remember, he really never got a chance to learn under anybody. And if he would have been picked that 21 year to sit for a little bit under Matt, I'm not saying he would have been greater, but I think he would have been ready sooner. Is that a fair?
Yeah, I think he would have been. Like if Matt would have stayed and Justin Fields would have came in that 2021 year and year before last or last year, Justin Fields would have took over. Justin Fields would have been ready. If he would have legitimately sit, learned, and watched Matt, I think he would have been in a whole lot better of a situation. The only issue that I would have is that if it would have been under Arthur Smith, I don't know if it would have worked because Arthur Smith just does not cultivate quarterbacks.
No. That's why when people were talking about Kirk Cousins going to Pittsburgh, I was like, with Arthur Smith, the one thing we know about Arthur Smith likes his quarterbacks to have a little mobility back there.
Yeah.
See Mariota, see Tannehill, see
Ritter.
See all of them. And see Justin and Russell. He needs somebody with mobility. Kirk Cousins would that wouldn't work for those of you who thought he could go there. Strapped Up says, I'm more impressed by what Josh Allen and Mahomes did last year compared to what Hurts did. Hurts had a talented team. And I know at the end of the day, when we start talking about judging quarterbacks whole package, what they mean. I think it's no doubt in the mind everybody knows Mahomes is number one. Right now, who's the number two quarterback? If you go by the standard of as far as accomplishments, you probably have to put Jalen up there because he's been to 2 Super Bowls and he's won one. But it's a tough fight for number two.
So,
I got
go ahead.
I apologize, Lo, and I apologize. We got breaking news in here. Released out of jail in the Northeast. We found him on the street. We picked him up.
Big
Berto.
Oh man!
Got a washcloth or two. Got a brush. Put it there.
That ain't right.
And
Berto, what's going on, man?
Gotta be here.
95 North Falcons talk show. Berto in the house with us
What's
today.
going on,
What
fellas?
is going on, my
What's
friend?
going on, Berto? What's going on, bro? You already know what time.
We already know what time it is, man. Everything is good, man. Got some good weather up here in the Northeast, so we've been out running errands and doing the usual Sunday thing, man. But I'm glad I got to catch you guys live, man. It's been a minute, Steve, Uncle Steve, Big Low. What's going on, man? Glad to be on, man. Glad to be on. What's going on,
man? Now let me ask you: those storms that were coming, that were here, didn't they say that system was coming up y'all way, or is it below y'all?
Yeah, you got me. I haven't been paying too much attention to the weather, but it has been really, really windy. So I don't know if that's
translation.
Oh, here we
Listen,
go.
Uncle Steve, I don't want to talk about the weather. I'm not a meteorologist. Let's talk about the Falcons.
No way, shape,
Let's
or
get
form.
right to it.
You know, folks up north, they don't pay attention to the weather like we do.
They don't. They don't.
True. Man, we just got to brace ourselves for just the unpredictability that is the Northeast, man, unfortunately.
There you go, bro.
That's what it is, man.
Well, we got to catch you up, Berto. I want you to answer the questions that we've been talking about on here. Lo was discussing the greatness of Desmond Ridder and what he meant as a quarterback to us in the Atlanta Falcons.
That guy's still relevant?
I'm so confused.
Kirk Cousins situation, and I saw your comment on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm under the thought that it might not be the worst thing in the world, knowing that we've already made we made it, dude. No, we can't erase the contract. Everybody, what's done is done.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes no sense to cut him and take a $65 million hit now than to keep him, hope that some team, not hope anybody gets hurt, but hopes that some team will need a quarterback, which they will, and maybe make a move during the season. What are your thoughts about the decision for Kirk to go ahead and them to give them the $10 million and him staying on the roster?
I mean, I salute Terry. Terry playing, standing 10 toes down on what he said. Listen, we're good with Kirk as our backup quarterback, and his actions. He's backing it up real well with that, right? Just having him on the roster still. I'm sure they're still felicitating some trade offers or something like that, but that contract does make it tough for the Falcons to move on. But like you also said, there could be a team desperate down the line. July, August, teams do get desperate and be like, I don't know about this guy here. Let's revisit that. So with Kirk being on the roster now, I was one of man, we got to find a way to get him out of here, man. But it's just that contract is too tough for me. Like I mentioned it in the chat earlier, looking at the draft and with the draft offers, not too many sexy picks, right? You need something, in the right now. God forbid, and I mean this with all my heart. God forbid something happens to Michael Penix, where we need somebody that knows the system and can kind of just pick up maybe where he left off. And Kirk's that guy. So as of right now, he's the best option for these Atlanta Falcons right now. It's just the monetary portion of it just sours it. And of course, he's real reliant on throwing the team kind of under the bus. So I'm sure that's an eyesore too. But, in the competitive aspect of it all, man, he's the best viable option right now because the market at quarterback in free agency is ultra thin. And there's really nobody that can come in and pick up where MPJ, could potentially leave off, man. So I'm good with Kirk right now. I'm good.
Low, I think that's 2-on-1. I think you're the only one trying to. No.
I feel like I don't know if you remember last week. We were talking about it. I don't know if you remember the phrase that I said. Coach Roney's grandmother uses whenever the grandkids start getting out of control. Right. But her phrase is, and I quote, "You don't run nothing." and Kirk Cousins has to learn
True.
that
Yeah.
he doesn't run nothing.
Mhm.
That
Mhm.
the point that I was making earlier is, because they were asking about the number 2 quarterback, and if we don't have Kirk Cousins, and the point that I was making earlier is I don't trust Kirk Cousins. Based off of everything that he's done in the past. I wouldn't trust Kirk Cousins to be in a room alone with Michael Penix, because, like I said, we don't need another Tanya Harding situation. So at the end of the day, I'm all for it. I'm all for it being a situation of, hey, you keep them, like, you don't run nothing. You're not going to dictate what we do, and just because the fact of the matter is if it was the other way around, if we said, hey, Kirk, you can go, but we just won't pay you this money, you wouldn't be for that. So it should be, you need to respect our side of the contract and say, hey, well, look, we're not trading you. And it's one of those cases where we have you on contract to play for us next year, so you need to be here. Contract works both ways, Bo. So it's 3-0. You need to stay here on the team until we decide to trade you.
Like Kirk Cousins, like, no, Michael, what this is, that means out. Right. Yeah, right.
Oh man.
Good luck.
Oh man.
And Chuck says, you have Jalen above Jackson, Joe, and Allen. I'm not arguing for. I'm just saying there are 2 MVPs and Joe as well. By the way, I wanted us to go after Jalen when he was in the draft. Jalen, who are you talking about? Jalen above Jackson, Joe? Nah, I think you missed you might have missed the context of what I was saying. I was actually saying Jalen is not in that class. I don't think Jalen Hurts is in the class of Mahomes, Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. I mean, it might stop there. To be honest with you, I think there's a significant drop after those 4. Would you agree with that, Berto?
Is this what the conversation about Jalen Hurts being top 5?
Yes.
Yeah. I agree. I think somebody. I think it was you. You talked about Josh Allen just doing so much with so little. Lamar's he's been doing that for most of his career. In Baltimore as well. Sure, he was blessed with Derrick Henry, but the receiving core was never up to par. It was really a one-man show for a long time in Baltimore before they started adding pieces too. So, yeah.
And the jury is still out because, I mean, Zay Jones is good, but has Zay Jones
Zay Flowers
really that Zay Flowers? See, you know what it is? It's that shirt. It's that Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, wow.
Man. Look, man.
I was thinking about pineapples.
Hey, Lo, I text you Hawaiian shirts different. I have a picture. I have a Hawaiian shirt on, so I was going to send it to you.
That would be all.
To say that we're on the same page.
My aura.
See, there you go. There you go. I should have known Wise Man. I should have known Wise Man had my back. Steve, he just got a hate in his heart, man. Like, that's why he couldn't. That's why he couldn't say what he wanted to say, because he had a hate in his heart.
So question number 2, and you caught us in the middle of this, and I'm trying to see. I don't think you put a response in there for it. And if Trey Hendrickson, there's a little bit of whisper about possibly him, the Falcons being one of the teams that are trying to court him. And I also tell people, please don't believe it. Our cap room says this. Tomorrow it could say that. So we'll work that out. Do you think? Not do you think? Name a player that you feel like is worth a number 1 pick in a trade. I say there are a few. Lo and I disagreed about Patrick Mahomes. Only reason I say Patrick Mahomes is not because I do have to look at the wear and tear a little bit and say, okay, he's about 8 years in. That when you get to that 30 number, man, I think sometimes all bets are off. I think you have to be either young or so great that it's worth the number 1 pick. So I was saying,
Mhm.
I think Jaden Daniels with one more year, possibly. I think Justin Jefferson is a number one
Oh
pick.
my God.
I
Mhm.
think Myles Garrett is a number one pick. I think
Mhm.
Michael Parsons is a number one pick. What, in your opinion, give me somebody who you say right off the bat.
Those names are great. I'll keep it defensively, but Patrick Surtain the second from Denver, I think is
Really?
worth a
Okay.
first round pick.
Okay. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
is a bona
Yeah.
fide legit shutdown corner. So
Okay.
and Denver has played him up right. And
Yes.
I would definitely give up a first rounder for him if he ever became available. But the Trey Hendrickson situation, that's a first is too. It's a little too rich. Yeah, I think the Bengals are going to talk him up. Obviously, leading sack getter last year in the NFL, 17 and a half, and he has been very, very productive. But yeah, like you mentioned, you get on that 30 side, it's tough to haggle a first round pick for that type of production at that age. I'm good with a second in a future for Trey Hendrickson, and I would expect the Bengals phone line to pick up draft night. I think he gets moved draft night.
Yeah, it's draft night. It's a draft night trade.
Okay.
I really,
All right.
really do.
Okay.
And should Atlanta have their name in there? 1,000%. 1,000%. I'll even go on a limb and say there could be a trade. Bengals want to move into that 15, go get their guy, flop picks with the Falcons, involve Trey Hendrickson. Falcons involved a second and a future number 2 or something like that to get the deal facilitated. Absolutely, go for it. I hang my hat on this. The cap season, the cap number for Atlanta opens up the next 2 years. 86 million next year. So there's moves that Atlanta could be bold in making this year that affect next year. You got to take into account the cap number that we'll have. So there's an offset there if Atlanta decides to get froggy in this year itself.
So again, more breaking news today. Berto puts his reputation on the line and says that Trey Hendrickson will be traded to the Atlanta Falcons.
He was doing this all day, Berto. I know what's going on with him. He's just going to roll.
Falcons talk show says
He's just going to roll.
Hold up. I'll put my stamp on it. You know why? I'm 2-0 in the stamps. All right.
Man, here we go. Man. Here
You
we I knew this was coming.
Let me tell you, I knew he was gonna have receipts because he did.
They're all here. I'll give you dates. Hold on. January 25th of last year, I called Brandon Dorless to the Atlanta Falcons, and it happened. Mock draft night. We all sat up here. We did one. I mocked Michael Penix Jr. The Atlanta Falcons.
And I knew he would come up with that. I'm surprised he went silent.
I knew it.
But he did.
That's all reason he on the show. That's all reason he on the show.
No. I haven't seen Unc in a while. Low, I haven't kicked it with you in a while. There's many other reasons why. I'm not coming up here to gloat.
For like 11 months, he'd have pulled it out of his pocket.
Berto Dollars.
March 20th. They're just educated guesses, man. T-Will, what's going on, man?
Finish joint, man. You called that one. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I do remember that, though.
Man.
I ain't gonna lie to you. We gave you the business that night, too, Berto.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Y'all, you guys came at me in all angles. I'm like, Jesus. This is the price you get for being right. Man, I hate being wrong, man.
Hey, man, that's why we got you on here, brother. That's why we got you on here.
I appreciate it, man.
Slim Dollar in the house, man. Y'all make sure y'all give Slim some love on here. Slim says, I feel like this year, due to a strong defensive draft, I wouldn't trade no first round for a defensive player. I would take my chances at getting young in the class draft. Now, again, Slim, none of us are suggesting that trade. Well, I think we just had a consensus. Nobody is suggesting that he is a number one pick. Now, prior to him faking us out last week, Myles Garrett would have been somebody I think I would have easily made a number one pick for. Now, that it's harder to find 40 million than 30 million, but I would have, if they said, hey, give us a number one. Myles Garrett is in his prime right now. He is in his prime. I would have done that at a heartbeat. T Will says Berto Damas.
Oh my God, he's been giving me that since day one, man. Appreciate you, T. Will.
Tyreek Johnson in the house. What's going on, Tyreek? Our brother King Richie in the house, man. What's going on, King? King say y'all need to take a pick at my sleeper, Yaya Black, 6'6", 335. Please go check him out. I'm gonna check him out. Give me a college, King, so I can go do my homework, man. Give me a college on that because I swear I haven't heard of him. Matter of fact, I'm ready to.
We crafting, y'all. Y'all know about that, what?
I'll turn it to a musical. That's crazy. That is
so the last question I wanted to ask you, and I didn't get a chance to ask Lo. I wanted to see, did y'all see, had y'all checked out the Atlanta Falcons Twitter today?
No.
Oh no.
Let me show you some interesting stuff on here. Little motivated. Our buddy Kyle Pitts, and this is on the Atlanta Falcons certified Twitter list. Kyle Pitts Sr. says, and I quote, "Year 4 has its ups and downs, but we prevailed." Did we? Year 5.
Who was we?
I'm
sorry. Go ahead.
Low.
I'm sorry.
In Othello, when they are on stage, do you just stop the person who's giving the soliloquy, or do you let them finish?
I'm sorry. I can't help it. I can't help it. I'm sorry.
I'm blinded already. I'm getting ready to drop his picture because that shirt is blind. Okay, so year 5, I'm coming 10 times harder than I ever did. We ball. Now, be it far from me to be critical of anyone's heart at all. And I'm really careful when I say that because I don't like questioning heart. I can question effort when I see it. And I think Kyle is fair game. But for this, and if y'all can go check your Twitter, this just came out maybe about 4 or 5 hours. So I don't know when Kyle came out with the thing. But here's my thing. Kyle Pitts told us he's going to play better next year.
Stop the cap.
So I'm thinking.
Y'all heard that?
Sheesh. Oh, man.
So I want to tell you, and I'm going to start with Lo, and I'm going to go to Berto. When you see this, why do you think today, and why do you think he thought it was important to put that out there? I mean, we all here in the fan base thinking he might be gone, but according to him, he sounds like he ready for year 5. Right? What's your thoughts, Lo? And then we'll go to Berto after that.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, think about people like Kyle Pitts, after being around a lot of players, and seeing a whole lot of people's contract come to an end. Everybody's watching. I'm going to tell y'all might want to make sure that y'all draft Kyle Pitts in your fantasy leagues this year. Kyle Pitts is the type of individual who will, in the words of my dad, move like lice is falling off of him. That means he's moving slow, Berto.
Thank you.
He'll go around here moving like lice is falling off of him, for 3 years straight, and then moving forward, right before it's time to get paid, goes crazy. And the reason why people are saying pause is because coming 10 times harder than he ever did.
I know.
But anyway,
I know.
The fact of the matter is that
this is a family show. All those
fact of the matter is that I believe him. I believe him. I believe him. He's gonna ball out this year, y'all, because the type of person and the type of personality, and this is just from meeting Kyle Pitts and being around his people. He's gonna go crazy this year because it's a contract year, and I don't necessarily know if he's gonna be in Atlanta next year, but yes, to answer your question, yes, I believe him.
Okay. Berto,
Mhm.
I tell.
Listen,
I want to hear what you think.
contractually speaking, yeah, you have all the motivation in the world to play 10 times harder than he ever did. Sure, I'll give him that. I'm with Lowe. I believe in Kyle Pitts this year. And I was a naysayer for most of the season watching Kyle Pitts and some of the like, what the hell's he doing over here? But
Mhm.
doing research, right? There is a very interesting article that came out just before training camp broke last year. NFL.com and Zach Robinson sat down and talked about Kyle Pitts and how he was going to be used within this offense. And for me, reading that article and what I understood from it, Kyle Pitts going into 2024 had a lot on his plate. He was being asked to do his traditional, tight end sets and running his routes, but he was also asked to play wide receiver and know the intricacies or the route tree that a wide receiver should know and has to do on a week in and week out basis. I felt like a lot of the year, those blunders that we saw was Kyle Pitts not understanding what the scheme and what Zach Robinson wanted from him in certain looks on certain calls. So I hang my hat on that he struggled, to really pick up the gist of a Zach Robinson offense, and leads to these comments here. We prevailed. We had our ups and our downs. Year 5, I'm coming, well, like as he says it, 10 times harder. Pause. So for me, I feel like Pitts has it. I feel like he understands what is needing from him in this offense going into his 5th year. And yeah, I think we are on the cusp of probably seeing why Kyle Pitts was drafted 4th overall in 2021. And sure, it sucks that he's doing it years later on a contractual year. But I think this is the best of Kyle Pitts that's coming. Oh boy, PG-13.
Wow.
Don't blame me. Blame the comments, man.
Wow. Wow.
Hey, don't blame me. Blame the comments, man.
Hey, could you play your breaking news sounder?
No.
What?
This is
Here
breaking
we go.
news here. God damn it. I thought we were here, man. Come on, love.
Breaking news from the What in the World Bow Country Studios. I'm announcing that Kyle Pitts will have 800 plus yards this season.
Stop the cap.
Wow. I'm for it.
let me take. Okay. I don't mind Kyle Pitts all of a sudden decide that he wants to play. I don't have a problem with that. Berto, Lowe, what I have an issue with is you were the 4th overall pick in the 2021 draft. Aside of throwaway, and look, let's dissect this like we should. You caught all those passes in 21 because Julio sold us out. Calvin Ridley was on FanDuel before FanDuel was popular. And you didn't have anyone else to throw the ball to, so you had to catch it.
Mhm.
Since then, I'd give him the injury year. But the times you've been on the field, I've seen where it looks like you're not paying attention to what's going on. I've seen you look like you're just going through the motions. For a number 4 overall pick, I need more than, oh yeah, I'm gonna try good this year. I need more than that.
Oh, wait a minute.
Why you gotta do that face, man?
Why?
Man.
All of a sudden, I was supposed to believe in 2025 that this is supposed to be. I mean, but do you hear what I'm saying? I'm not telling you I don't want that to happen. Oh, of course I want Kyle Pitts to go 800-900 yards, 10 touchdowns. Obviously, that's what I want. But it's just funny to me that all of a sudden now we're multiplying out our efforts. I guess that's the Sesame Street way of saying it. you're trying to, but when I saw that, just for the record, when I saw that, I said to myself, I said, they're gonna make fun of that one.
Oh man.
So it just was weird to me that all of a sudden now you want to kind of talk about being better in that sense. Am I being cynical, or is that realistic from my expectations as a number 4 overall pick?
That's just real expectation. That's what
Yeah.
that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't. Yeah.
We wouldn't
And
hark
I-
on
and
him
I-
if he was the 15th or 16th overall pick and he's making comments like this. We wouldn't be up here saying, "Oh my God, now you want to say that," but because he was the 4th overall pick, it just hits different.
it hits way different, and all the the unicorn, the generational talent, all that stuff. I'm not even whatever.
Yeah,
dude, you were the first non-quarterback pick that year.
Mhm.
You should be a star.
Mhm.
We shouldn't be begging you to. We shouldn't be begging you to try to play ball like that. So that's my only thing where I came from. Y'all know why Bigelow left the screen. Like, there's a harvest at Moonshine at 8:00. Like right at 8, that's when they have to chill.
Unk ain't missing tonight,
That's
bro.
what they-
That's good, boy. Bang,
That's what they
bang,
gotta-
all night.
that's what they gotta-
Jeez, man. Wow.
You gotta do the moonshine right around that time.
Mhm.
And that's why he muted the thing. You could hear Coach Roddy.
Lord, it's time.
It's time. He went out. Get out. Now, notice his water bottle is full. Now,
Oh man. Oh man.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I had to go grab my.
Ain't nothing
Oh,
wrong
okay.
with
Grab
that.
my gummy worm.
Ain't
My
nothing
gummy
wrong
worm.
with Ain't nothing wrong
Yeah.
with
Gummy
that.
worms.
So listen, y'all. I want to, because obviously with two of my faves, I could do this all night. But I do want to circle back and end with the last question of the night and just see what y'all and the chat. The chat, y'all been hanging in there, man. I appreciate it. Everybody who's here, just know y'all know we love y'all and we appreciate y'all adding to the cap. I mean to the chat. Oh, here. Appreciate it. Tyreek says drafting Kyle Pitts is for was a reach. Chase would have replaced Julio. Good call.
Good point.
Lisa Shepard says it was a weird post because he hasn't really posted that type of sentiment before. Bingo. That's kind of my. This is its 5th year. So why now, Kyle? We've been needing you, sir. See, they're saying me and Lisa got that same energy on that one right there. She said it better than I did.
Look, this
Why
is it.
now?
Look,
Why
man,
now? Well,
Because this is it. Just like a Michael
hear
Jackson tour, just like a barbecue soul food spot in Atlanta. This is it. This is it, At the end of the, this is it. You don't know that about this, Berto.
There it is. Yeah, go ahead.
You don't know that about that. I'm the light of the world. I'm your man. This is it.
See, that wasn't. See, Low always stepping on stuff, man. That's supposed to be Kenny Loggins, man. That's supposed to be Kenny Loggins. Hey, because as I told you plenty of times.
Ain't nobody gonna see you, Otis.
I told you that.
But look, I'm going to the Grammy next year.
Shit.
I'm going to the Grammy next year. I got invited. So, after the smash hit, Snooze came out. It's one of them situations where the Grammy Academy, they hit me up and it was like, hey, for the best new R&B artist, we want you to come.
See, you're right. You're right. You see, T. Will said, "I love Uncle Steve singing Kenny Loggins." You see that? Is it?
Paraphrase.
No,
I
it
don't
just
see none of
said,
that. It just says, I
I-
love
I-
love
I-
and
I-
right.
unlock.
Oh, I mean, right,
That's
Berto.
pretty good. That's pretty good. Y'all can't see it from this side. You know, on StreamYard, they got the thing.
Oh,
Y'all-
Oh man, what
y'all
the
can't-
stop?
okay.
y'all can't see it on. Y'all can't see it on the
You need to
other
hit that
side.
stop the cap button. That's what you need.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, what the-
I was
Now,
over here
I
editing.
did have a question for y'all though before we left.
Talk to me.
Now, shouts out to T Will and Debo. They have the show on Fridays.
T. Will.
shouts out
Debo,
to
man.
T-Will,
Debo vibes.
Debo
man.
vibes,
Man, I
man.
love
He's-
Debo
ooh,
vibe.
boy.
boy.
Yeah,
Love
Debo.
me some Debo vibe.
Yes, sir.
But
Cool cat, man.
they had this question,
sir.
I think last week. I need because Uncle Steve, you normally ask the music question, but you didn't ask.
I
one today.
do. I do.
So
But-
I
but
got
you
one
know-
for you from their show. So
I was gonna ask, but all that yellow is dang.
Ouch.
I'm
The
saying,
cast.
Wow.
the hate is real, boy.
Wow.
The hate is
Am I
real.
on the right show? Hold on.
I'm telling you,
It's
boy,
true.
goodness
Let me
gracious.
exit and come
is
back.
this
Let
the
me
right
be
show?
sure.
Like, is this the right show, Berto?
I'm probably
I don't
jealous,
know what to
man.
call it,
I'm
man.
I'm
jealous.
telling you, like,
I'm jealous.
I thought this was our favorite uncle. That
Yeah,
show
man.
that was on,
Is this
you know?
after hours? What is this?
I don't know, like, man, no. I thought,
whole-
you
the
know,
whole
this
week.
the chill uncle we like to chill out with. That's what I thought this was, you know. Man.
Man, he's that bitter hoe. Get the plate and leave. That's now.
There's that uncle that take your piggy bank right here, boy. Like, goodness.
Damn.
Oh, no. Man, Uncle Steve
Oh,
done went to
Lord.
the dark side here recently, boy.
Man, oh man, I'm sorry. I haven't eaten
You,
yet.
you got to change the background. It can't be black. It got to be red.
I'm telling you, like,
Something, man.
Man.
Lord, you're being consumed right now. We're gonna pray for you, Uncle. We're gonna pray for you.
I'll take
Man.
But I do want to ask y'all though, who is your favorite R&B and hip hop collab song? And that was a great question by Debo Vibes. I just want to reiterate, y'all make sure y'all check
Oh,
my
man, I
HDL
can't-
Sports and
sheesh.
Debo Vibes out on YouTube.
That's a good one, man. R&B and hip hop collab.
And y'all feel free to put it in the chat as well.
Man. Soon as you said the question, the very first song that came to my mind, not necessarily my favorite, but it was one of my favorites, was "You're All I Need to Get By" from Mary J. and Method Man.
Method
That's
Man.
like the first one everybody always says.
Yeah.
That's like the first
That
one
I don't
everybody-
know why that comes up. Like maybe because Mary J. just represents R&B and Method Man. They came hard on that one.
You know what? I'm
That
going to say something. Y'all might not look at me to say. I never liked that song.
Really?
Never liked that song.
Oh man. Oh,
Never
that was
liked that. I don't know if it was the pace of it or what. I just never liked that song.
Damn.
Never liked it.
What is wrong with you, man?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like I said, I know y'all probably look at me differently now. I just
you ever heard that term "Southern Bougie"? That's
So,
what-
yeah, I have.
what?
I was in North
What?
Carolina a couple weeks back and I heard that.
What? Wow. First of all, Berto, you
Sorry.
know, between me and Uncle Steve, you know who's the bougie one now. Like,
Oh yeah.
like, come on now, Berto. between
We will not
between
discuss.
the
But yes.
two, between the two, Berto.
Oh man. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Oh man.
Berto,
Oh, Lord.
I roughed it in the rain in the Meadowlands. Please,
That you
don't.
did.
I
That you
roughed
did.
it.
That's true.
I roughed
We
it.
were there.
We talk about talk no seats that's better than Jack Spades. Who
Not important. It's not important.
Oh, okay.
Poor Jack. Is he all right?
But Uncle Steve and Jack got like this whole competition who get the best seats at away games. Like
Oh man.
Uncle Steve literally be sitting on the bench, like handing Grady Gatorade, like you know.
Damn.
So yeah,
That's true, man. That's true. That's true.
yeah. Uncle
No.
Steve.
Lisa says Mary J. and Method Man.
Ghetto superstar.
Oh, that was
uh,
a good one. Nas
Maya.
and Maya and
Maya, yeah.
and Ghetto superstar. That is what you are.
That's right.
That was one of the Master P's boys, wasn't it?
No. Prez was Wyclef and
Fuji's.
Yeah.
Fuji. My bad. T Will said, "Did you ever think by somebody in Nas?" Yeah, bro. Ain't yeah. You yeah.
Terry, you all right?
Yeah. Yeah, man. That was the first person you came up with, T Will. Need Jesus, bro. Lisa said 112 and Biggie only. Oh yeah.
Only yo, yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good. That's good.
Make you happy.
There you
No
go.
one else. Only you.
Like that. That
That's
actually was a good one.
Take that,
That's-
Unc.
Lisa said, "Me and Steve on the same way." Absolutely. T Will says, in my Jack Spade voice, "Seats alive, seats a lit." Was that a good Jack Spade?
That was really good, actually. That was really good. It's going down the Major Way, Falcons fans. It's going down the Major Way.
Uncle Steve.
Wow, I can't believe I'm part of this right now. Jack, I gotta call Jack, make sure he's good, man. I'll phone him on the other line. Like, bro, you
I'm
good?
trying to do this so I could call Jack out, man, because we ain't had this show in a long time.
You know, because the strays were heavy. I mean, you sure none of them hit you?
That's
Damn.
They ain't no strays. They ain't no strays, bro.
I guess not, man. Those are strays.
Yeah.
Again,
Wow.
if I'm talking about you, that means I probably like you, because I don't talk about people I don't like. I really don't. I don't know. It's a reverse thought, but that means I probably don't care about you enough to say anything. So you two are two of my favorites.
Look, I can tell.
Thank you.
I can tell. Dang, gone.
Oh, Lisa got a favorite right here. In Vogue and Salt and Pepper.
Oh,
What
what
a
a man. Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
Tupac and John B.
Yeah.
Tupac. Ooh.
Tupac and John B.
R. Kelly. Man, what is up with the R. Kelly?
Yeah.
Barbara said her and Daniel Caesar. Now, to me, I think hip hop, and I don't think her. I think both of them are R&B in my opinion. I don't think from the. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Was this in the nature of what you were saying? Low, does this qualify?
I mean, yeah, kind of. I mean, they both feel kind of R&B-ish to me, though.
And yeah, both of them feel. And Barbara, I ain't trying to tell you how to classify your music. You can classify whatever you want, but I will say this: Best Part is one of the most beautiful love songs of the man. Have you heard that, Berto?
Which one is it?
Best Part by her and Daniel Caesar.
No.
Yeah,
Please, if you get a chance to, when Mrs. Berto, if it's Valentine's Day and y'all going out.
Friday nights, every Friday night.
I was gonna say every Friday night, Valentine's Day, Berto house.
Oh, you damn right. You get a steak.
How's it, Berto?
Medium well, sir. Thank you. I gotta stop, man, because I'll get slandered even more, man.
I don't know if you heard Steve. So Berto, he was struggling. Like he was on the side. But so Berto was eating well done steaks for years.
Well done.
Yeah, exactly. That's the same thing I said. I was like, Berto, like what what is you doing? Like, come here, let me talk to you.
Listen, I hate to say it. Aunt Kira love her some well done steaks.
Hey, Kira do the well done steaks.
Yeah, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
She's in that category. Yeah.
She don't want to see none of the. Nothing.
Nah, she don't want a hint of it. She don't want a hint of it.
Well, look, I ain't gonna pick on Aunt Kira like I picked on
Bro, Tupac got picked up. Man.
What's the Tupac song in John B? Tupac
Girl,
and John.
it's alright, baby. Are you still down? Cause it's there in your eyes, girl.
We're in a concert,
See, the
folks.
problem is most
See
of
that you want me.
see he had me
Oh,
till he
you ain't
started
flipping your head. Man, what are you
start
doing?
dancing. Yeah. See,
Huh?
look, man, I'm trying to do a show. I'm trying to do the show, man. Come on, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got caught up, Berto. My bad. My
Hold
bad.
on.
Sometimes you get caught up in the music, you know.
Here go the
I
audience.
see.
Here go the audience right now.
Lord. Oh, you know what's another one that's still not a player? Big Pun and
Oh,
Joe.
man.
That one was good.
Dang, God,
That's
that might
a
be top
real
right there,
good
Berto.
one.
Yeah.
That might
That's
be
a
one
good
top.
one.
That might be top right there.
Oh man.
Offer says Kendrick and Rihanna. Y'all make sure y'all put the titles in there too, because I'm probably a little
They talk about loyalty.
Yeah, that's something a little different, man.
King Richie said Trey Songz and Drake successful. I think I heard that.
Yeah.
Hey
I
Lover
just
is a
wanna
good
be
one.
successful.
LL and Boys to Men.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Sister Alert in the house. Regina Johnson's in here. And this is actually a really good Let Me Blow Your Mind is the song.
That's a good one.
Oh yeah, yep.
In your head and let
Yeah.
me blow your mind. That cut, that's a good
Yeah,
one.
that's a real good one.
That's a real good one.
Terry coming out with the bangers, man. What's Love by Fat Joe and Ashanti?
Oh
Dope.
man.
Dope.
All right.
Got
Dope.
to do.
Glad he stopped saying R. Kelly song.
Dang, T Will, he getting T Will. He getting T Will. That means he like it, T Will, because he talking about it.
Oh man.
Speaking of
Anthony
T Will,
Ball says Breakdown by Bone Stubbs and Harmony
man.
Oh, that was
and
good.
Mariah
That was a
Carey.
real good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a real good one.
Yeah.
Speaking of T Will, I don't know if y'all had a chance to watch any T Will shows lately. And since we're talking about R&B and hip hop songs, How's It Going Down by DMX was a really good R&B shit. And T Will made me think about that, because next time you talk to T Will or you see him on a show, just ask him to do the DMX growl for you. And
he does that.
In the words of Drake, thank me later.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say, just ask him to do the DMX growl next time you see him on the yes.
T Will, I'm gonna ask you, buddy. Want to hear DMX? I will do it. Dre puts a good one, another good one, Fantasy by Mariah, and
yeah,
man. Me and Mariah.
He was getting ready. He was actually really good.
He was.
King says Mariah and Bone. Yeah, somebody else said Mariah and Bone too. That's. He said, "Can We" by SWV and Missy Elliott.
How did that one go?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, you know what's one?
What's what?
Sitting Home by Shine and Total.
Sitting home waiting for you.
That's a good one.
Yeah. That was a joint right there. That's a joint right there,
man. Yeah,
that's a good one. Man, y'all, these are some good things now. Now I know who is that? T Will said y'all gonna take off Lisa and Carrie. How are we gonna take them off? They don't.
Talk about the growl. The
growl.
Yeah. Lisa and Carrie they don't
T-Will.
like the growl.
Is that what it is? Dre said you were hilarious for that one, Bigelow, for the DMX crowd.
Oh man,
we're gonna have to get you on the crowd. Dang, it just popped in my mind, man. And you talk about this crowd that made me forget it. God dog it. Remember Tony, and DJ Quick? Get down, let's get down.
Get down, yeah.
Oh,
yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what.
That was a good one.
In my olden days,
in
my R-rated days, DJ Quick was somebody. DJ Quick, man. Yeah, DJ Quick was pretty. You ever listen to DJ Quick, Berto?
Yes.
Yep. I have.
Yeah. Early DJ Quick was pretty.
Put them together. Yeah, I think the
he
name
put
of that
'em
song is
together.
"Let's Get Down."
Yeah, let's get
This
down.
Get Down from
Right?
Tony, and
Mhm.
DJ Quick.
I can only imagine like a young Thundercat Uncle Steve boy listen to DJ Quick. I bet that was man.
I'm gonna tell you, man. Ice
Lethal.
Cube, Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted, got me through the Army. I mean, got me through basic training and AIT.
Really?
Like, no kidding. Yeah,
I can only
that was.
imagine.
Sis says, "Friends and Lovers and Friends" by Usher, Luda, and Lil Jon.
That's a good one.
Some about Luda singing a love song that didn't sound right.
Sometimes I want to be your lover.
Yeah. He sounded a little out of pocket.
What you laughing at, Berto?
Like, it made you sound kind of icky. Like,
Oh man. Damn, low. man, oh man.
It was weird. You're right, Unc. It was weird. It was weird. Like, hey, like, you tell the joke or you like, you know.
Nas and Lauryn Hill, If I Ruled the World.
That's the original, yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That Fabulous and to me and So Into You is
So Into You, yeah.
That's
Oh yeah,
that's a
was
top notch rap love song.
That's some good stuff, man. Y'all coming with it, man. Ray 50 want to jump in here right quick and get back to football for a quick second. Y'all can still put your songs in there. I'm still reading them. Do you think we get that Georgia D tackle in the later rounds? I don't know which one you talk. Tell me which one you talking about, Ray. They got a couple of
Nazir Stackhouse.
Is that who you talking about?
I
think it's Stackhouse.
That's the one. That's the only one that's for
Any
the later
thought?
round.
Yeah, I don't think so. There's so many. The defensive class tackle is so deep.
Yes, it is.
So deep, man. You'd be surprised that a name like Stackhouse could go undrafted. Because that's how deep this class is, man.
How they say
it's very deep.
And there'll be one of them situations if we take him in the later rounds, it's unprecedented. It's unprecedented that we take 2 Georgia players in the draft because we all know who's going at 15.
Oh, I know who's going at 15. That's the narrative we're trying to
let's talk about that real quick. Oh, real good one from Sis. Sis says, did anybody mention Greenlight by John and Andre 3000? Which is funny because Andre 3000 is on everybody's just about everything he spits on there. Andre 3000 has I don't know if y'all into Anderson .Paak or not.
Yes.
Anderson .Paak.
Yes, Lord.
Dang, it just hit me. Come Home. Is that the name of it? Hold on. I'm about to get it. Jamal D says,
yo, what's happening, bro?
While y'all doing that, number 15, Come Home. That's the name of it. Come Home by and so y'all go listen to that one. Matter of fact, that might be one of the best Andre 3, and I know he has many. That might be one of the best features he's ever done on a song. Better than the one he did with I'm just what's the one with I Choose You.
Oh yeah, okay. International players.
Oh yeah.
Even better than that. Even that. Come Home by Anderson .Paak. And yeah, they did win it. He won a Grammy for that. They did. So if y'all do that, go check that out. Number 15, if the clock started right now. You're on the clock, Berto. The Atlanta Falcons pick.
Got to be Malachi Starks, man.
Thank you, Berto. Thank you. Thank you.
And I'm gonna tell you. Go ahead, please.
I base it not even off of what Jeff Ulbrich was quoted saying at the combine or at the pro day. Just when you look at the makeup of a Malachi Starks, there's 2 players in this secondary. Well, a lot of them. Let me just not hone in on two plays. A lot of the secondary talent that's in this draft scream versatility, but I think there's 2, 3 really that just do it above all, and that's Nickel Mignori, Jahdae Barron, and Malachi Starks. Malachi Starks can drop from that safety and become your nickel, right?
Yes.
And he's good in coverage. He's instinctual. He's a ball hawk in his own sense. He's a physical defender. Fits the most, 6'1", 200+ pounds. And you know what? And what Terry and company have been saying throughout the draft process, they're looking at this draft and they're looking for versatile players. That guy right there, Malachi Starks, has it all. 4.5 speed. Just pairing him with Bates, just what you can do in the front seven, the linebackers and defensive line creatively for Jeff Ulbrich we need that. Let me just put it like that. We need that. And I don't think that Jeff Ulbrich has ever coached an elite tandem to the degree of a Bates and Starks, if Stark is the pick at 15. So just imagine, from a defensive coordinator's vantage point, they're salivating at the process of what they can do schematically underneath. Because, we all know pass coverage goes hand in hand with the pass rush. And if those guys can eliminate, the top end of any offense, it makes it easier for the guys up front to do their job a little bit better. So for me, give me Malachi Starks.
Low.
Look, the wise man has spoken. The wise man has spoken.
That's a lot, man. That's just film watching.
But
he's just that guy, bro.
He's that guy, bro. First of all, for the simple fact of whenever you hit, think about who your head coach is Raheem Morris. He's a DB guy, right? And DB guys, they feel like they want things to go down the way they want them to go down. So their whole idea is, okay, we need more sacks. That means that we need to have better coverage. They're not thinking, hey, cut down the time of the quarterback. They're actually thinking extend the time of the quarterback to get sacks. And the way that that's going to happen is if you put Malachi Starks, AJ Terrell, Jesse Bates, and let's throw Clark Phillips in there, bro.
Even Mike Hughes. Mike Hughes didn't play half bad last year. Mm-hmm.
First of all, that's the best secondary in the NFC South.
Sure
that
is.
could possibly be the best secondary in the NFC. It's one of those situations where if you get Malachi Starks in and you mess around and get Braylon Trice back, you got Leonard Floyd, you hopefully Dr. Pass Rush can turn the corner, and you bring in another guy that could rush the passer. Oh, you could legit have a top 15 defense.
Mm-hmm.
So and think about it like this as well, fellas. Terry Fontenot, Raheem Morris have lost favor, and after the last half of the season going into this offseason. What better way are you going to gain favor with the fans by getting possibly the best Georgia Bulldog coming out of the draft?
The safest pick at that. One of the safest
pick
picks.
at that. And then on top of that, you literally have the defensive coordinator on film at the pro day saying, man, that's the safest pick right there.
Mm-hmm.
You might as well say the pick is in, Bo.
It's so weird. I like Malachi Starks at 15 too. And I promise you, I'm not saying that because I was gonna say it, and I was like, well, Berto gonna pick some big defensive tackle. And low.
Well, I do have a 1A, 1B, but
see, okay. So for the record, who's 1B?
Walter Nolan.
Walter Nolan. Okay, a lot of people
say
him. And I got to give you a shot too. What's your 1B for you, Lo?
If we don't get Malachi Starks, I want to trade down, and I want to get Donovan Iziraku.
Oh, Boston College. Nobody talks about him.
Boy,
brother, he is as or more productive than all the edge defenders in this class.
Yes.
Everybody talks about Mike Green and the 17 and a half sacks. Yeah, Boston College kid has 16 and a half.
Yes.
Against better competition.
To
end, the collegiate careers for both gentlemen talking. Mike Green, I think he had 33 or 28, something like that. Donovan had upwards of 30. So you're in the same class, and less baggage. Let's be real, because of all the stuff that's coming out with Mike Green. So he is probably a sleeper pick for those that, you know.
Yeah. You're right, bro.
I do think I didn't look at Berto's cheat sheet. I'm for real.
I don't have one.
I really didn't. I said Malachi Starks, and I like Walter Nolan. I don't think Javon Walker and my buddy from Georgia, the other dude.
Oh, Mike
I don't
Williams?
think I don't think they're going to be there for us.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think. Malachi Starks would feel a need that you have right now at safety. We just threw away a project that was Richie Grant. Well, not threw away. I mean, San Francisco picked up the trash and they signed him in. I just watched New Orleans, who was really the only other team that I thought might go out and get a safety. Well, they signed a safety a couple of days ago. What's my guy's name? Free agent.
What team?
Guy.
What team?
New Orleans. Big time safety.
They signed a safety?
Yeah. What's my man's name? Now I'm going blank. God dang it. Y'all gonna make me go all the way to the list. Put in the Justin Reed. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Anthony. Justin Reed. Guy from Kansas City. And they just signed him. So and thank you, Brian. I see you, Brian Peoples.
PP.
So with them off the board, Malachi will fall to us. And I think you feel that need. Now, if the rumors are true and you go get Hendrickson, it's a no-brainer that you get Starks to fill that spot. I've been seeing a lot of mocks go Shamar Stewart to us. And the only reason it's great that he can do push-ups and sit-ups and jump high and pass all the cone drills. But Stewart hadn't sacked people. Have you seen his numbers at Texas A&M?
I watched this film.
Yeah. He had 1.5 sacks, man. And if one thing, the one Mike Green thing that I will say about him, whether it be at Marshall or whatever, at least he has experience sacking the quarterback. I can't get a project. This team is not in project mode. We need somebody that can do that job now. So because of that, I say Malachi Starks first. I say Walter Nolan second. If he's there, you need to fill a need. Grady just left. Not a lot of tears for Grady because Grady got richer 5 hours later. More power to him. Cool dude, but he moved on. I'm not like everybody else. Talk to me, Berto.
If we trade for Trey Hendrickson, I think it changes the draft process for the Falcons. And I'll say it like this. If we trade for Hendrickson, you got to address the defensive tackle. That becomes priority number one. Because what's good? What are good pass rushers if you don't have a healthy interior, right? We saw what the Philadelphia Eagles were able to do in the Super Bowl with 3 guys: Milton Williams, Davis, and Jalen Carter. Allowed guys like Huff and what's his name, Jalix Hunt and Nolan Smith to eat on the outside. So if if it's jelly in the middle and these guys on the outside can't jam or cram, I don't want it. So honestly, if you get Hendrickson, you have to address defensive tackle because you're gonna need that consistent push up the middle to have these guys come out of their lanes, out of their pocket, have them scramble to allow Braylon Trice, Arnold Ebiketie, Trey Hendrickson to do their job and sack the quarterback, man.
I hear you wholeheartedly. I love the little thing you did with the jelly and jam. That was nice.
I'm just trying to fit in.
Working on his craft.
I'm too professional, man. I gotta show range.
No, that's cool. That's cool. Georgia Texas boy keeps saying, I like the versatility of Jalen. I love it, but he's not going to be there. I don't think
he's versatile. He really is. So I'm sorry, Unc. So I just want to say this real quick about Jalen Walker. he comes into the scheme, into the NFL, whichever team, you're getting a rock solid run defender. He's a project as a pass rusher.
Exactly.
He's not there yet. He needs a little bit more workup. But you know, if I'm allowed to say this, Nate Ollie did some wonders with Will Anderson, and we see what Will Anderson is now for the Houston Texans. Nate Ollie now is our defensive line coach. So, you know, sure, we have the pieces in place to work up these prospects, but I would temper expectations with Jalen Walker right off the rip.
But see, the thing is though, Berto, is that Will Anderson was Will Anderson.
Sure.
Before Will Anderson became Will Anderson. Does that make sense?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I mean, so it's like, I mean, the thing about Jalen Walker is, just like you said, he's a project. And just like Uncle Steve said, I mean, we don't need no projects, man. It's like, it's a situation. Look, when I pull the Hot Pocket out of the microwave, I want to eat it. I don't want one that's cold in the middle. I want to have to put it back in the microwave, wait to eat it, wait for it to cool down. I don't want it cold in the middle. I need something that I can go ahead, pop out, eat it, and go about my business.
Hot Pockets are so underrated, man.
Hello, man. Boy,
shout out to Mike from Out of Your Falcon Mind, because he talked up the Hot Pocket situation big time back when they, you know, cranking out content, man.
Shouts out to Mike, man.
And I'll make a bold one right here. You remember Luca Van Ness from a couple years ago, Big Low? We were part of that draft process.
We were part of that.
That could be Michael Williams. Sorry.
Yes.
I've
carbon copy.
Yep. Oh, here we go.
Well, see, this makes sense, Uncle Steve, because you are bougie. You know, so yeah, you know, you see how it all comes around. It comes full circle. You see that?
It does. It does. You know, it does.
The truth always comes to light.
I like my pockets lukewarm.
Lukewarm, man. Oh man. Oh Lord. That's different.
But yeah, the whole Jalen Walker situation, I'm kind of, you know, I mean, heck of a talent, great run stopper, but as far as getting after the quarterback,
yeah,
you're gonna have another year where you're in the mid-20s.
But that's why it excites me that, and again, we're going off rumor mill, we're going off whispers. If the Falcons were to be aggressive and got somebody like Hendrickson, I know the far dream is Michael Parsons, but Michael Parsons, I'm telling you, Michael Parsons is probably going to get $1 more than Myles Garrett.
Good.
Not because he's better, because he's 6 years younger than. But he is. Michael Parsons is about to get broke off. Mm-hmm. He's about to get broke off of that Myles Garrett contract that they just signed, because the needle just got moved up. We paying mid quarterbacks like Sam Darnold $35 million.
Let me ask y'all something right quick. And I know you got to cut off soon and stuff like that. No. What really is stopping Atlanta from being aggressive this year? We got to remember, we took Penix last year at 8. The Falcons were getting ready to jump back into number 10 with the Jets, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, to take Lateu Latu. So what's stopping Atlanta from revisiting that formula this year? I mean, I know it's limited picks. I get it. And maybe
I literally was about to say that the answer right here is Millie Mills.
Kirk?
Because they're gun shy. You gun shy from the moves you just made last year. Listen, I'm not saying that we can pretend as a Falcon fan base that we didn't want to go out and at least try to get the best quarterback possible to be on this team after a year of Mariota and Ritter. And that's what they did, albeit expensive, but that's what we did. It really wasn't different than we did with Jesse Bates. We paid way too much for Jesse Bates. Jesse has performed, though.
Yes.
But because Jesse has performed, nobody's talking about that. Jesse Bates wouldn't have got that anywhere else. Atlanta was a fledgling team. Of course we would have. We overpaid and we gambled. So this year, I'm pretty sure Arthur Blanket say, listen, Terry, be aggressive, bruh. But just keep in mind, you just kind of wasted our money last year. And I just don't want you to throw foolish money at anybody for anything. That's my opinion. I saw you, Lo. I apologize. Go ahead and
Oh
go ahead.
no. He was asking why can't we trade back up?
Right.
I was just counting out.
5 picks.
So
Yeah.
you know, I mean, you know, we could go Sesame Street, you know, the Count Dracula.
What?
So we take one away from 5. You gonna go
Maybe I
have
want to be
4?
one of those kids.
What'd you say?
Remember how they used to do the one little thing where they had the old school Sesame Street where the kid would be in the thing and they would be able to say the letter or the number.
Oh yeah.
Hey! W.
Lord.
You took it back, didn't you? You took it
Oh,
back.
Man.
Man.
Sesame Street,
Them were the
man.
days, boy. Them were the
But
days.
listen, y'all. I look, we can go on over Lowe's bedtime. Listen, this has been awesome. I know it's rarely a chance that we get to do this together, and it's been a long time coming. I appreciate it. Berto, man, it was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Watching
Appreciate the
you
invite, man.
on the Bleacher Report last week, and you've been doing some good stuff, man. You and Bro Talk. I really love what you guys do, man. Tell the folks where you are, man, and just let them know what you're up to, man, so they can go out there and support you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the invite. Yes, and like you said, man, it's been a long time, man. We haven't collaborated in quite some time. Obviously, you know, schedules, you know, conflict and stuff like that.
Life.
And that's life. That's life, right? Overall. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So anytime I can get an opportunity like this, man, I'm gonna do my best to jump on that and come on through. Last week I missed out an opportunity, but I was out and about. So I made time for today, man. So I appreciate the invite. Yeah, so you know, I'm not doing as much content on YouTube. You know, I'll probably get a show or two, maybe a week, if time allows. A lot of things have been happening with me behind the scenes, good stuff. So proud of that. But yeah, for those that don't know, you can find me on 95 North Falcons Talk Show on YouTube. You can catch me with Bro Talk at Dirty Bird Central on Wednesday nights at 9:30, and that's hit or miss too. He's been doing it. I haven't really been on. But whenever we get a chance to collaborate, we do collaborate. But you will find me on 6 p.m. live every Wednesday on Bleacher Report to talk Falcons Weekly Topical. Being the official content creator for the Atlanta Falcons, I bring whatever topics are on the mind and or current within the team, and just speak on that, give my truths about it, and keep it pushing, man. But again, thank you so very much for the invite, Unc.
Let me explain something to you, my younger friend. Don't ever apologize for life happening and life doing it. I know you didn't, but at the same time, look, every time Lo asks me to go fishing, I tell him, say, bruh, I gotta work. I don't have time to fish out there in the swamp. So when I do, I want to hang out with you, bro. But sometimes a brother gotta work. So I understand when you start saying that and prioritizing things. I got you, man. And I honestly, and I mean this heart, I am so proud of you because, bro, you are putting out stuff that's incredible. And like I told you before, the stuff you're doing with my brother Bro Talk there, doing Dirty Bird Central?
Yeah, at
Dirty Bird Central has been really good, man. And I mean that. I watch you. I appreciate you that last week. I definitely to check you out, but again, man, life been lifing for me as well, so I do understand. To my very multicolored shirt wearing friend down below,
you see this?
That's my ace. That's my ace, man. That's my ace. And when he's not wearing Moana themed shirts, he's putting on his best.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think I'm on the right platform.
Hey,
Bro.
I'm telling you,
for real,
is this Uncle Steve?
I don't know
I
who
thought
this
we
is.
were Uncle Steve Lounge. That's what I thought we was at.
For real.
Oh,
Oh, man.
man.
Oh, man.
I'm supposed to have a good time. Like,
We're gonna
Hold
have
on,
to have
don't
an
believe him,
We're gonna
man.
have an
This dude be
intervention, man.
dogging me out all the time. Don't even
oh,
don't
y'all see
even
how
fall
you
for
do me?
this.
Like,
Don't
man,
fall for this
Crazy.
golly shucks Andy Griffith act he put on today. Don't fall for it.
That's
I love my
crazy.
brother Low, man. Thank you as always, man, for shooting through, man. Tell the folks where they at, man. We had a lively chat today, man, and I appreciate
Very lovely, man.
what y'all always add. Talk to him, Low.
hey, man, look here. Thank y'all so much for chilling out with me and my bougie uncle today, man. I know, I know it's one of them situations. He might not relate to a lot of stuff we talk about, but we still love him. Shouts out to Uncle Steve, man. We always have a good time.
Aquarius. And I'm Uncle Steve. And here at Uncle Steve's Lounge, we like to treat everyone just fine.
Oh, stop.
So today, just come on in, kick back, relax, talk a little sports, and just take my hand.
Uh-oh.
Go with me, people, to love land. Wanna show you how sweet it can be. Chilling with Uncle Steve, I want to do.
Okay.
Uncle Steve's Lounge.
I get jiggy.
Let's go. Like the Commodores or something.
I'm telling you, boy.
I'm sorry. Low, I apologize.
No, you're good. You're good. I definitely I was enjoying that, man.
T will say 0 hands in the air. Oh, okay. Now he's saying hands in the air. Jeez.
You had it right the first time, T will. Ain't nobody put their hands in the air.
Damn.
You had it right the first time.
Oh, man.
Man, Uncle Steve.
Yeah.
Hey, your son is getting really good at singing, though, man.
Oh, wow. See, really?
Darn.
I know he was, dabbling in it, but man, he's killing it now.
See, Larry know the truth, bro. Larry know the truth.
Dixon, boy. What up, Larry?
Appreciate
Shouts
you,
out to
Larry.
Larry, man. Shouts out to Larry, man. Yeah,
Man.
look, y'all make sure that y'all hit that like button, man. Uncle Steve making this great content. It's always a good time when we come on over here, Unc, man. Thank you so much for having us.
Man, for real. I have no shame in laughing over content sometimes, and I because when I have fun, brother, that makes my spirit happy and my spirit high.
Right.
And these two brothers right here, and on top of being excellent content creators, man, are two good guys, and that's what we about over here. I can't speak for everybody else, man. I'm gonna talk Falcons all day, but I'm also gonna do it in an environment that's conducive to laughter and conducive to smiles. So I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for coming in. Chat, I appreciate everyone tonight. Thank y'all so much for joining me in the Sunday Chill. We've been trying to kind of work that in a little bit and do our thing on here. Appreciate the fellas. Until then, fellas, we will catch up with everybody again. Berto on Wednesday. Low Low is on, man. Let me tell you something. Like Low be on a lot in the emergency coaches meeting. But I'm gonna tell you, he always locked me out though, Berto.
What? You don't get an invite?
Get it.
It's a real moment, folks. Live TV. You got to brace for the unexpected. Go ahead.
Oh, I don't.
We'll give you a 10 count like the ref. That was a low blow. You gonna get a 10 count. You come back in when you're ready, Unc. Man.
Hey,
Larry said that was just some healthy conversation.
Oh shit!
Oh man, you always welcome. You always welcome to the emergency coaches meeting. You already. You just hit me up if I'm on there. You know already.
Everybody, man. Everybody have a great night, man. Take care. Appreciate y'all, man. For Uncle Steve's Lounge. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. Peace.
Peace, everybody.